So I just saw Stranger Things 3 and I am obsessed with it. I feel like I'm chemically addicted, like I don't understand. I've been watching Stranger Things since season 1, since the sperm met the egg, if you know what I'm saying. And I've always been into it, but I've never been into it, if you know what I mean. I don't know, something about it just didn't mesh with me all the way. I just really couldn't get lost within the world of the show. So now that season 3 is here, let's ask the important question. Is Stranger Things 3 aggressively average? Let's take a peek. Fuck what you heard. This ain't a Cars show. No spoilers in this review. To start off, I think the sets were just amazing. I thought there were so many different locations and they all looked so aesthetically pleasing. I just couldn't believe they built so many separate sets. It was insane to me. Along with the great locations, they also had amazing colors. Everything in this show popped right off the screen. It popped like my grandma popping it and locking it on the dance floor. Grandma, stop bending your ass. You're gonna pop it out of place. If you really take notice, there is colors everywhere in the sets, the props, the costumes, and I appreciate when a show can create this distinctive, colorful look. Other than just the aesthetics, I really liked the audio used. The licensed songs were all great and made me feel like I was in the 80s, even though I never lived there before. The original score was also as good as ever. The heavy 80s synth just really it does it for me, baby. It does it. I loved all the characters, including all the new ones. I think every character added was great. And one of the reasons this show really works for me is because you get to see a group of kids hanging out in the summertime. Not a lot of shows cover summertime shenanigans. They really captured what being a kid is like. The kids snuck in the movies. They went to the mall to hang out. They did all these things I used to do when I was their exact age. It just really felt so authentic. Oh my god, it brought me back. And getting to see these kids interact in a realistic way made it easier to connect to them as real characters. I almost felt like they were real people in real life. I was really emotionally invested this season. However, this season is not without its missteps. I know this show is supposed to take place in the 80s and that it's a period piece, but I think the product placements were a little over the top this season. I mean, it's one thing to show a product once to remind us what the old logo used to look like, but when you show us a product 10, 20, even 30 times, it starts to become a little obnoxious. I don't know. It reminds me I'm watching a show because it makes me feel like I'm watching an ad. The product placement could have been better if it was right place, right time. If we were just in the mall and we saw a new Coke or we saw a Burger King ad, that would make sense. But when characters start to bring Burger King home or start to drink Coke in every scene they're in, I don't know. It just gets a little too much for me. There's a really tense scene that happens in a hospital, and this hospital is littered with Sprite and Coke machines. And when all the tense stuff is going down, all I can focus on is the bright, shining Sprite logo in the background. It really distracts from what the story is trying to tell at times. I also don't like how there's 3 distinct mini groups that go on their own adventures. I kind of wish they were all together throughout the entire series to make it feel more like a big family. To keep it spoiler free, I'm going to be vague here, but if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. A major plot point is never really fully developed. Like, we never get a motivation for why the people involved in that plot point are doing what they're doing, and that honestly makes parts of the show feel empty. And my only other problem with the season is that it was way too short. Short like a sad little baby penis. Honestly though, 8 episodes is nothing for an entire season. It really caused the show to feel rushed at points. But hey, heads or tails, me saying there's not enough of the show because I want to watch more of the show, that's technically a compliment. I know people will disagree with me, and I know people will probably slap me if they see me in the streets, but Stranger Things Season 3 is my favorite season of Stranger Things, and it might be my favorite season of any TV show ever. So, remember that question I asked? Is Stranger Things 3 aggressively average? What in God's name do you think? No it ain't goddamn aggressively average. Obviously, this show is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The tone is so extreme at times that only certain people will like it, but I think everyone should give it a chance, because I think it has the potential to be everyone's favorite season of TV. If you have watched Stranger Things 3, please talk about it down below. I want to start a discussion. No one I know watches it. Well, I'm Scooter. Thank you so much for watching, and this is the part where I say goodbye. Hit up my Twitter and Instagram if you really want to get cheesy with it, and I'm begging you on my knees and hands, please subscribe. Every time I put out a new video, I lose subscribers. Help sway the balance. I love each and every one of you, even if you don't love me. If you feel like it, comment down below what video I should do next. I'll do it on any topic. Just throw one out there. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good time, and I wish you nothing but the best. I'm Scooter, and this has been Aggressively Average.